Hello and welcome to Yarn, Tea, and Books. My name is Tasha, and along with my husband, we are the humans behind Frogget Yarns Hand-Dyed Yarns and Mobile Yarn Truck. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I'm so happy that you are joining me again this week. Just trying to catch my breath. It's been a busy week, so we'll get into it. I don't think it's going to be a super long episode because honestly, it's been so busy with work, but we'll talk about it. So grab your favorite mug, grab your favorite beverage, and just sit down and chill with me for a little while we get into it. I think we're looking a little crooked. Let's maybe adjust. I don't know. I can't ever tell. Anyway, we'll start with Mug Watch. I have a new mug. Shocker, I know. We went to Shenandoah Valley. Oh my gosh, this is gonna bug me. Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival last weekend. Potentially the last one. I know there was a lot of interest, and I talked about this a little bit last week. The current chairman and board are just burnt out and they are retiring. But there was a big meeting Saturday afternoon at the festival for anyone who was interested in hearing, you know, the ins and outs of what it takes to get the festival running. And it sounded like there was a lot of interest. There has not been a formal announcement yet as to whether or not it's going to be taken over or if it was the last one. This is an event that we attended before we had the business. And so it felt really nice to go back and visit it possibly one last time as just a shopper. But we also wanted to see and visit a bunch of our vendor friends that we usually vend with. And yeah, we just wanted to go and hang out and say hi to all of them. One of them was Claymonster Pottery. I have been a fan of Kat's work for years. Before I even had the business, I was buying monster mugs. I have a couple of her, I have one right here. She calls them Yarn Yetis, and they are yarn bowls. So there's a little notch here, and you can put your yarn through there. This one has all of my tape measures in. I have this one, and then I have a bigger one. So I've been a fan for years, and I have quite a collection of mugs. So I got this new little cutie. I just thought that it was adorable. So that's my new mug. I'm just drinking my standard tea. Today is a huge rest day for me, and I'll tell you why later, but that's Mug Watch, Claymonster Pottery. She'll be linked below. And yeah, let's get into it. We're going to talk about one FO, just a few whips. One of them is actually a new cast on. A few things in shop news and a little bit of book chat. There hasn't honestly been a lot of making or reading. So let's start with FOs. In FOs, the only thing I have to show is my finished October Granny Square for our October Lily Pad Club color. So there she is. I've just started my edging on this one. I just didn't get it done, but there's the main color. There is the beautiful Charm by Kelsey. I love how even though it's a light blue, we've got the gold flecks and the gold mini to pull in a little bit of fall. So here's our book cover. This is the book we're reading in October. Here is our color palette. So that is my interpretation of the book cover. So that is done. Well, I'm calling it done because the main color is done. It's actually not done, so I'm cheating a little bit. But the bulk of it is done. I just have to put 2 rounds of my border color, and then it's done. I still haven't sewn the previous 3 months together. I'll get to it. So that's it for FOs. There just hasn't been much making time. But let's move on to whips. For whips, I have made pretty good progress on my 7th Ave split hem tank. It's such a mouthful. It's also so very, very tangled. I have started the split. So here's the tank. Okay. We're down here on the ribbing. I'm doing the front ribbing. I think I want to try it on again. I think I'm done with the front ribbing, and I have my back ribbing on hold, and that will be about 1 inch or 2 inches longer than the front. The ribbing is just, it's 2x2 rib, but ribbing really, really aggravates my hands and arms and elbows. There's a ton of nerve damage all the way down. So ribbing, it's the constant, like, you know, you're knitting 2, then you move the yarn, then you're purling 2, then you move the, so it's the constant extra motion. I'm only good for about 45 minutes tops, but I have made good progress. I'm happy with that. I think I will just start the back ribbing since I have it on 2 different needles. And then I won't have to, like, I'm not going to bind this off too early because I might actually give it a little bit of a block and see how it's going to grow. I don't want it to be super long. I kind of want that split to hit right where my jeans sit. So there's not, you know, a lot of the midriff sticking out, but I still get the cool split. So this is a pattern by Briana Luppino, who is the Little Wolf Knits. And again, I'm using our merino fingering base in the colorway Sweet Blooms. It's got very, very subtle speckles, and it's this beautiful pink color with a peachy undertone. And I am loving it. I really, really, really want to get this done to wear to Rhinebeck, but I don't know. I mean, it's literally only picking up and I think doing, I don't know, maybe 1 inch of ribbing around the armholes, and then the neck is a little higher. Actually, the neck is as high as you want it. But it's really not a lot of work. It's just that it's ribbing. And ribbing is just painful. So we'll see. I'm not forcing myself to do it. If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, you know what? I own a lot of other hand knit sweaters that I'll wear. So my next project is a new cast on that you have not seen because the yarn showed up and I kind of got obsessed. So I started a baby knit. I think I'm going to hold off on most of the sweaters for next fall when, you know, he'll be about 6-7 months old. I don't want to have too many that are for newborn just because they grow out of them so fast. But I couldn't help myself. I had to have at least one. So I downloaded the striped cardigan by Florence Merlin. All I will say is I think, and I'll have to go and check, I think this was translated from a foreign language because the directions, they are lacking. Luckily, it's just a top-down raglan cardigan. They want you to work the sleeves flat. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But let me tell you, this is the cutest thing. Quite possibly the cutest thing I've ever made. So let me show you what I have. I have split for the sleeves and I am working on the body. And literally, I think the body is supposed to be 5 inches long. So tiny. But here it, oh my gosh, here it is. Now it does get a button band. So look at the little, there's my raglan. Here's the back. Oh, it's so cute. So I am using a set by Moonglow Yarn Company, or Yarn Co. There's her tag. This is the Fall Festival sock set. So it's 160 grams. I'm going to show you another one that I have to show you how it's put up, how it comes. So you get a full size main skein, and then you get 6 10-gram minis. This is her Coral Cove colors, but I did the Fall Festival colors because they're perfect for a little boy. So you get 3, I got 3 of like green, blue greens, and then 3 of these beautiful oranges and browns. So 160 grams, I'll have a ton of this left. This was the main color. I don't know the colorway names, if they're even named individually. It is a 75 25 superwash merino with nylon. There's her little sticker that came on it. So I bought this specifically for a baby knit. I had another sweater in mind, but I like the idea of the cardigan because it's easier for, you know, moms to take on and off. It's a couple of buttons, and I am going to look for such cute buttons at Rhinebeck. I'm hoping I can find maybe either similar colors, or I'd love to find like little mushrooms. Oh, wouldn't that be adorable? Or little like fall leaves. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this was 2 evenings of knitting, because if you want instant gratification knits, just cast on something for a baby. Because it's so, like, literally 2 evenings. I've done just like 2 or 3 rows of the body. I only have to go to, I think the body is 5 inches. And then the little sleeves are also like 5 inches. Not even 5 inches, like 4.5 inches. You guys, I'm obsessed. Anyway, that's my little cast on for the new grandbaby. I'm so in love with it. I think it's going to be so cute. Like I said, it'll get a button band around, you know, down the front. Oh, so cute. So that is the striped cardigan by Florence Merlin. And yeah, it's a little tricky. I don't know that I would recommend that exact pattern to beginners, because you really do have to do a little bit of interpretation. But isn't it adorable? Oh my gosh. It's living in a bag that is way too big, but I didn't have a small bag, and is one of my new Halloween bags from the Fat Squirrel. So this is her Boo Bonnets bag. Anyway, that's my latest obsession. And that's just, you know, it's just stockinette. It's just knitting and purling. So I can do that without much pain. But I wish I had put that time in on my tank, because it would probably be done. Anyway, whatever. And that's it. That's it for whips. We've been so busy. Let's move on to shop news. We have just been incredibly busy in the studio finishing Advents. I am happy to say that tomorrow, the last 7 colors of the 4th Wing Advent will be done. That's what we've been working on all week. Just endless rounds of the 4th Wing minis. The main skein is done. Mr. Frogget absolutely loves it. He loves the color for the main skein. The Charlie Brown, so the 12 Days of 50s and the Dream Harbor weekly advents are all done in their little packaged bags and sitting in boxes downstairs waiting for the other items that we have to put in them. So yeah, it's just the 24-day mini is just the beast. It's a beast of a thing to dye. It's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of mini skeins, and it just feels like it's never going to end. So we've been busy. I was actually originally going to film this, go downstairs and pop a couple in the cabinet, but I just don't have the will to do that. Today needs to be a rest day. It has just been exhausting this week. Yeah. So Mr. Frog had said, you know what? Film your podcast, drink your tea. It's a beautiful fall day here today in South Central PA. It is crisp. It's not even 60 degrees currently at 10:10 a.m. on Thursday. I'm loving it. So for shop news, I'll just quickly tell you, well, no, hold please. Let me show you the October Club color, even though I just showed it to you. Here it is in the skein. This is on our merino worsted. Here it is on merino fingering. So this has nylon. So you can see how the nylon has an effect on the color. It's very different. And then here is the mini. We went with a beautiful gold mini. I love the combo. So that's our October color for The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. In love. There are actually little blips of pink throughout. I didn't want to make it super pink. There's, you know, a lot of pink, but so much of this is the blue with the gold. So that's kind of where my mind headed. And then the blips of the dark for the top. So that's our October colorway. That's our book that we're reading. We'll talk about that in book chat. Pre-orders for October Club are now closed. If you missed out or you want more, you can contact our 3 shops that carry the club, which is the Salty Sheep Yarn Shop in North Carolina, You and Me Yarn in York, PA, and String Theory Yarn Shop in Lemoyne, PA. They will all be linked below. They all ship. You can call them up and say, hey, do you have any of Froggett's October Club color? I need some. They all get fingering. They don't all get DK. They all get something a little bit different, and it's all limited. So what they have is all they get, and they don't get more. So check them out. I'd love for you to support them. Yeah. The next shop news announcement, if you didn't watch last week or you didn't pick up on it, is that we are the October dyer for Row 1 Carnival of Color Club. I don't think she's shown it yet. I don't exactly know how the club works, if it is shipped before the first of the month, if it's not shipped until like the first of the month. But anyway, she doesn't watch this, so I'll say what I want. We are the dyer, the featured dyer for October. I don't know if you can still go on and grab the October. We dyed 20 colors, a palette of 20 colors, and I think you get, depending on what level you order, you can get 10 of those or all 20. I don't know how that works, but we are the dyer for Row 1. We were very excited that she asked. It was a lot of work, and that is what threw the huge wrench in our Advent dyeing over the summer, because that is usually when I get all the Advent dyeing done. And she kind of hit us up literally after our last show of the spring and just kind of threw a wrench in everything. But that is the announcement. We are the Row 1 dyer for October, so I hope that you'll check it out. I love the color palette that we put together for her. It's one of my favorites. I love the way that we matched variegateds and speckles with tonals. It was real nice. We did visit Shenandoah. Like I said, we met up with a bunch of our other vendor friends. We had a great time visiting. And one of the vendors that I almost always buy from is Dusty's Vintage Buttons. And I was specifically looking for buttons for the sheepy cardigan. I'll put another picture here that I plan to make for the grandson. And I did find these cute, I don't know if they're wood. I don't know what they're made of, but these cute little square buttons. They're like indented and they're this beautiful tobacco gold color. The bottom of the sweater where the sheep stand is going to be our tobacco leaf color. And so I just think that'll really make them pop. And because I'm me and I'm always thinking ahead, I grabbed myself a beautiful set of mother of pearl buttons. I'm always pulled in by the mother of pearl buttons. I just think they're gorgeous. So these do not have a project in mind, but 2, 4, 6, there's 8 of them. So that'll work for multiples. Then we walked down and we visited Feederbrook Farms. If you're not familiar with Feederbrook Farms, they are, they raise their own sheep and they have a mill and they dye and sell like the spin cycle type yarn. So that beautiful color changing yarn. But you get 100-gram skein for $30 versus a 50-gram skein for a lot more. So I picked up 2 skeins. This color is called Radiant Flux. And this is also going to be a sweater for future grandson. I just love those colors. And then I got it home and I realized it is very similar to all of these colors. So apparently I have a color theme going on. The other announcement that I want to make regarding Feederbrook is we were standing there, we were talking to Lisa. She asked us why we weren't vending, and so we told her. And out of the blue, we struck up a deal. We're going to add Feederbrook, a small section of Feederbrook, to the truck. I'm so excited. This will be great to have as an accompanying as a partner yarn, since I can't say the damn word, to our yarns. So if you're looking for that color changing yarn and you just don't want to use a speckled or a variegated because you really want that look, this will be great to pair with our tonals. So she's apparently going to try and get us 15 to 20 colors for us to bring to Indie Untangled. So I am very excited about that. We will have it for the last 3 shows of the season. Yeah, and I love her yarn. I love her colors. I have an entire cubby full of Feederbrook Farm yarn. So that's a very exciting announcement. There is their card with their info. Yeah, I'm super, super excited. Super excited. They spin all the yarn right there on their farm and on their mini mill. They use breed specific fibers. They dye everything. It's also dyed right there on the farm. So I'm very excited. So Feederbrook Farm, it's coming to the truck and you'll be able to get your spin cycle fix for a lot less money because you get a whole 100-gram skein. So that's exciting. Super exciting news. I hope you're excited about that. They're going to do an exclusive color. Now that won't come until next year. I've got a few color palettes in mind, and we're going to work together to create a color for the truck that's only ours. So that's my SVFF Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival haul. That's the fun news from Feederbrook. Halloween 2025 Halloween collection is still available. That will only run through the end of this month. So through the end of October, and then Halloween comes off the website and we transition to our Christmas collection, which is in development and is coming out. So fun. I cannot wait to reveal the theme for Christmas to you all. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm excited. So Halloween through the end of this month. And also a little teaser. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, because the week leading up to Indie Untangled and Rhinebeck, we're going to be doing a fun little giveaway to kind of help with that FOMO. If you're not going, you're not able to go, we're going to do a fun little giveaway on our socials. We'll be giving away 2 prizes. They'll be the same, but 1 to our Instagram followers and 1 to our Facebook followers. And you can double dip. You can't win both, but you can double dip. If I happen to pull the same person from both, I will pull someone else. But you can double dip. You can enter in both, but it's going to be the same prize. So I'll have to pick someone new. And I think that is it for shop news. Yeah, that's everything. So that'll take us to book chat. Let's start with our October book club, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. This is our October book pick. I have not set up the Discord thread for this yet. I will do that today. I think I'm going to listen to this. It's on Spotify, and it's a fairly short book. Audio-wise, I think it's under 9 hours. So I think this may be my next audio read, so that I can keep going in the studio to get everything done, and also while we're packing Advents and getting all that stuff done. So that's our October book club. I hope that you will read along with us. I've heard amazing things as far as it being a beautifully written fantasy book. I have DNF'd the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Y'all, DNF'd for now. I'll keep a bookmark in and we'll see. It's just boring me, and I don't want to read it, so I'm not going to force myself to read it. So it'll go back on the shelf. I'll keep the bookmark in so that I know where I'm at, and maybe I'll pick it up after show season and try to finish it. We'll see. I am still reading The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. I am over halfway. I'm on chapter 26, page 243. I only have this little bit to go. This is my current audiobook, and I only have 5 hours left. So yeah, that'll be finished pretty quickly. And I am reading with my eyeballs Song of the Hell Witch by Taylor Hartley, and I'm liking it. This is not a big book by any means. It's less than 350 pages. I am on chapter 19, page 189, and I'm having a good time. It's I think it's supposed to be romantasy. I can see where it's headed. There has not been any romance yet at the over halfway point. So we'll see. I can see where it could be leading up to. So we'll see if that's the way it goes. But reading that, and then my next 2 reads that I want to start very, very, very soon. Other than our October book pick. Because these were both on my October TBR. Happy October, by the way. And that is Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher and Verity Vox and The Curse of Foxfire by Don Martin. So those are the next two that I have pulled from the TBR pile to get into when I finish this one. I already have my audiobook picked out. This is adult. This is, I don't know. It said it was middle grade, but the bookseller at Barnes took me to young adult. So I think it's probably high middle grade, lower end of young adult. So 3 different kind of genres. And I just feel like that's kind of perfect for spooky season. So yes, I am excited about my fall reads and what's coming up. And you know what, guys? That's going to do it. Are you headed to Rhinebeck? If you are, if you're headed to Rhinebeck, let me know below if you're making plans. Do you make a shopping list? What are you looking for? I love to know what people are going to buy. I have not made my list yet. I have a few things floating around that I want to look for. I've done Rhinebeck for so many years, and obviously there's so much yarn in the stash. So I try to take a different approach, and I try to look for things that I don't want to say need, because I don't need anything, but I want to look for things that, you know, I don't currently have, or there's always something that, you know, you're not planning to get, but you see it and you're like, oh, well, I have to have that. So I do try to make a bit of a list, but let me know. Are you a list maker? Do you shop for specific projects? Yeah, let's chat about it. Also, what are you reading? What are you reading this week? What is bringing you joy? What are you making as well? There's a hot flash coming on. Yeah, let's chat about it. And if you don't want to say anything at all, just leave me a little Halloween emoji down in the comments, just to let me know that you made it the whole way to the end. Yeah, and I think that'll do it. I will see you back here next week, same time, same place. Maybe I'll have 2 finished objects. I would love for that to be the case. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I will see you next week. Please remember to take care of yourself, take care of each other, be kind, and until then, happy making. Bye.